And
we're live.
And we're live.
I'm just scrolling to make sure we're live. We are live.
So I'm looking for us in the group. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. All right, we're in. Sweet. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Groove Nation FreeStyle Friday. And hang on. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I've got too many.
Was I hearing us talking?
Yeah, it was just a little echo in there. Sorry about that. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Groove Nation FreeStyle Friday. If you join us live, hit us with a hashtag live. If you're on a replay, hit us with a hashtag replay. And let us know where you're joining us from. And that's my intro.
Bada bing. So we're going to recap this week. Tuesday, Rob and I went live together, and we're just kind of bringing it back to the business basics because we have been bombarded with just how to get started. So we thought bringing it back to the business basics is what we needed to do. And it lined up with what Mike does on Wednesday with building the business from scratch, which was really cool. I love the fact that you're bringing in your daughter. I love watching that and the interactions between you two.
Oh yeah, how's she? Is she liking it? Is she enjoying it? She
is. I mean, I definitely asked her if she wanted to first.
Yeah.
Homeschool assignment or anything like that. But
Hey, Trevor, thanks for joining us. If you are joining us live, give us a hashtag live. Let us know where you're at. We like to see where everybody's coming from. And I know Trevor is overseas, so I got to meet him in Boise last year. So it was pretty cool to meet him.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, we got like 6 people on. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so we got like 6 people on here. Drop us with a hashtag live. Let us know where you join us from.
Yeah, feel free to drop us questions anytime you want.
Yes, 100%.
So what is actually Thursday? What did we do Thursday?
Thursday we did we went over the Groove Member. Yes. Yeah. So a couple weeks ago we did a whole thing on Groove Member, how to get it set up. They had an update last week on the fulfillment side of things, where you can actually, when somebody actually makes a purchase in Groove Member or in Groove Sell, you can actually put them to a specific spot in Member. So we went over how to do that and how to get that set up. And it was funny because when I first did it, it didn't work. And what I found out, it takes about 10 minutes or so for everything to kind of kick in after the purchase happens. So it's working, which is kind of cool. And we have it working and it's set up and running. So I'm excited about that. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's been it's been a weird week, just kind of mellowish, right?
Yeah, it's kind of been weird. I had got hit, like it's on, I don't know if it's like a leftover from COVID or whatever, but every once in a while it'll just smack me and knock me off my feet, and I just feel so tired. So I took a 2-hour nap on Tuesday, I think it was. So but it hits out of the blue and it's really weird. But for me, I think the week it's been super busy yet super odd.
Yeah.
Is it the pull of the moon or what?
I don't know what it is. I think it's just that time of the year. I'm bumming though. We were supposed to be in Hawaii starting. We were leaving tomorrow. We was going to be there for 3 weeks, and our trips ended up getting canceled.
Oh,
well, so I'm bumming. So the really bad thing is that because we were going to be gone for Christmas and New Year's, like the house isn't decorated, like nothing, like no tree, no lights, no nothing. So now we're trying to figure out, okay, what the hell are we going to do now? So I think we're going to try to figure out maybe go camping or something last week of the year, just something.
Are you going to put up a tree?
I don't know. We're debating on it.
We've got 3 trees going.
Nice.
Yeah, we have 5.
Oh, really?
Oh, I have one big, the main tree in my living room, and then I have a small snowman tree that sits right in front of my little cabinet that Macy likes to roll over to and knock over so she can pull on the nose. Oh, yeah. And I have a 4-foot tree in my dining room. I have a 4-foot tree at my entryway. Then I have a 2-foot tree in my hall at the end of my hallway. Oh, cool. Yeah. I went all out this year because I'm thinking, my kids are home and, together. Trevor just got in yesterday, so that was nice. Yeah, so
Very cool.
Why not? Now we got Macy, who just stares at the lights everywhere.
Oh, yeah. So. You guys do a Christmas or a Santa Claus?
Do we do one?
Yeah, like somebody dress up, because what we always do is for all the neighborhood kids used to come over to our house, and we used to have my neighbor dress up as Santa Claus, and we've done it for probably 10, 15 years. So it was like that was the house.
So. They always went to the mall. My kids, even as adults, would go to the mall, and I would be like, all I want for Christmas is you all to sit with Santa and get a picture, because I want them, whatever. Last year, I think they refused. So, and this year, I don't know if you can even do it with COVID, right?
In a snow globe here.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, so you could stand outside the snow globe.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's good.
So I'm hoping that I'll get one of those and of course add the baby in it this time. But my kids think I'm weird because I'm like all about their ornaments being on, that they made throughout the years, because my kids are 21 and 22, and they actually hid those ornaments so I couldn't put them on the tree this year. So I'm like, I'm going to designate a tree when we get our basement completely remodeled. I'll designate a tree for just the kids' ornaments, so that way I can have a nice one, and then I can have the one that I want. So.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey, we have a question here too.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pop that up here. Trevor has a good question. If I set a form in Groove, will it send the details to members so that I can use it in Groove Mail as an autoresponder? At the moment, I have active campaign set up to do this, but I would love to do it all in GF.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can set up however you want. You can have a regular, depending on what it is that you want to do. The biggest thing you have to remember that if you want people to go directly into Groove Member, you have to use Groove Sell. So that's the only caveat in there. Otherwise, what you can do is you can do it with active campaign like you're doing. You just send them the login link. Right now, there is no way to kick off an email from Groove Member automatically without it going through. You can't go directly from like Groove Mail to Groove Member, right? There's no way to do that. You have to go through Groove Sell in order to do it. So one of the only caveats right now, but the fulfillment from the email part just isn't in place yet. And I wish that's like the one thing that needs to be, that's the one missing piece still. But unfortunately, that's the only way you can do it right now. So
he said he hasn't even touched Groove yet.
Okay. You can still do it manually. There's just no way to do it automatically right within Groove Mail, unfortunately.
Yeah. Like to get those systems automated for sure. But.
Yeah, that's the one bummer. I'm hoping that they get there's just one or two little missing things, man. As soon as they all get together, it's definitely gonna be really good.
Yeah, seriously though, over the last several weeks, I mean, there's been so many updates. We're getting updates all the time now. Over the summer, it was sort of like wait a month and a half. Are we actually gonna get the update? Everybody's crossing their fingers. And now it's like every week there's something. It seems like. Right. Things. So I've been real impressed with the last quarter here of the year for Groove.
Yeah, they really have been nailing it out. And I think, they're launching so much. And some stuff may be pushed off, but I think they're fixing a lot of the stuff that comes up as it comes up. So it pushes off the new launches of the other stuff. And I'm totally okay with that. Right.
I mean, I have no idea what their conversations are behind the doors or whatever, behind the scenes and all that, but I'm for sure okay with working and upgrading the core systems and then adding the blogs and things like that, which are awesome. Secondary.
So Trevor said all I want is to collect name, email, and then send out emails.
Oh, sure. Yeah, 100% you can do that. You don't really need Groove Member at all to do that. But yeah, you can totally do that. Look at I don't have a link right here, but go to our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, and there's a whole thing there how to basically set up an opt-in page for Groove Mail. It'll walk you through, and I think there's actually even a share funnel in there. We even share one of the opt-in pages, so definitely check that out. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll drop you a link, Trevor. No problem there.
Let me see here. I'm going to get our YouTube channel so that way they can see that.
Yeah,
It's got me wondering here, talking about obviously the holidays and all that, but we're coming up on the end of the year. I'm wondering if people are still focused on an end of the year push, just to make this last quarter, make the numbers they want and all that, or if people are already kind of working on their launches and things like that for January. Kind of curious where people are at. I'm a little torn myself on those things. I guess I'm kind of building up for January at this point, but
yeah,
everybody else is at. Well, that's
I'm actually pushing at the end. There's a lot that I'm trying to push out, and, close up the end. We have more than just what I'm doing here. We have Scott's flooring business, and then I have a little bit of e-com on the side that, is still trickling out there and everything. But I'm doing the push for the final end, but I think it's a mix. I think depending on where people are in their stages of their business is where, is it going to be, Q4 in 30, me, I'm all in till the 31st, and then I just switch over.
Oh yeah. Starting from Black Friday, I mean, it's been a huge push, and Black Friday for Trish and I it was crazy. But yeah, it's been just gas pedal to the absolute floor. And we're pushing to the end of the year hard. So we've got a couple of really big goals we're trying to hit, and it's getting there. It's been awesome. It's been a hell of a Q4. That's for shit sure. But
I think a lot of network marketers have noticed an increase as well.
Oh yeah, huge, big time.
Yeah, on their business this year, which is great. It's kind of weird, but if it is, but it isn't, because people are trying to find that switch to come, online, and they don't have their own product, but hey, I'm already using this product and I like it, stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of network marketers saying that they are crushing it.
Oh yeah, it has been since COVID happened. I mean, it's been pretty crazy for sure.
Let me work this banner thing again.
Isn't it just it's YouTube? Isn't it just youtube.com/c/enhanced trading academy?
Listen, some things I just don't know.
That's so funny.
Whenever I watch the channel, it says that whole weird thing. Oh my goodness. All right.
We can post it after.
Yeah. I don't have control. Yeah, I can't post it either. Shit.
Hey, don't worry. Right. I got this.
You got it,
guys. How about that? Bitly.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll post it afterwards too, so you can see it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was thinking about, just in talking about all that, coming up to, again, like you said there, Rob, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Monday, whatever it is, all those things, when you come up to those, you're not prepared. Then you kind of realize it's like, oh man, you missed out on all this action, all these sales. And it really speaks towards the importance of having your calendar planned out, kind of having your dates of, your launches planned out, but also just your whole schedule. So, going into, I think if people are looking for tips, going into the new year, like what should I do to get started with my business? Like, have it planned out, like have your launches planned out, know what's launching when and so forth. I think
here's one thing that we used to do for e-com, and it was whenever we're starting to learn how to do it. Whenever you go into the stores and you see that they are, it's January 2nd and they already have Valentine's Day things out, that's a kick in the butt for you to go ahead and get your Valentine's things.
Kind of too late.
Added in, right? Because if you're not on it, a month or so before the entire holiday comes up, you're gonna miss out on a big part of it. So
it has to be created by that point, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Black Friday launch doesn't happen on Thursday.
No, exactly.
It's a month and change prep. It's actually longer than that, but a good majority of it is that month before prep to get everything ready to
we would go 3 months out. So we would be prepping for Christmas, in September September and October is when we would do Christmas and get that completely ready. Just even having the designs out or, ready to go. And then we'd start drip feeding them right after Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah. And if for anybody that's watching that has no idea what they're doing, like they have no idea what they're even going to be selling or whatever, it's okay. You can start planning out for later in the year, just make an intentional product for later in the year and start working towards that, especially if you're doing courses or something like that, where you have to like build it all from scratch. Of course, you never have to build it all from scratch. That's a whole other point, but yeah, I mean, look to a future date, don't start today for a January 1st launch, probably.
Right. Rob.
Unless you're Rob. You probably can if you're Rob, though, because
no. Dude. She usually ends up what happens. It's like everything kind of just, you have the awesome game plan set up, and it's like for some reason, it's like as that launch time gets closer and closer, it's just like everything seems to go to hell sometimes. It's
right.
Yeah,
that's good time for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, not to blame Groove, because like I was just saying with Groove, I mean, the updates are coming hard and fast now, which is awesome. But I have done a little bit less than I should have this year, because it's been like Groove, I'm waiting for certain systems in place.
Right.
You can definitely work with Active Campaign and do these other things, but I have sort of been in the camp where it's like I'm with Groove now, and I've kind of waited for some of that, but
kind of being out and waiting to launch some stuff until they launch their stuff.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially with it coming around the bend.
And it's there. I mean, it's pretty much there now. I mean, really, you could do a lot with these products.
It's definitely not like it was when it first started. I mean, you can pretty much run things now. There's still some little quirky things, but I mean, it's gonna be what it is. But I'm just hoping for is that what are they saying, March?
Yeah,
when they're gonna be like going live. So as long as it's like, it's not going to be one of these, okay, April, okay, May, okay, June. As long as it's not that type of thing, it'll be.
I think we'll get a better idea whenever the new year turns around, because, not only are they doing what they said they were launching, but they are adding to what they said they were going to do in the first place, right? So there's all this extra stuff that we didn't even know was going to be there, like the Chatmatics, the what were all those other softwares? I can't even remember them off the top of my head.
Purity, the app, 22 app.
All of that wasn't even mentioned whenever, we were buying in May, June, July, right? And then all of a sudden, bam. So they're adding this, and then they go, oh, well, this is a good idea. I'm going to add this, So for me,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's good. I mean, patience good, because whenever this thing is done and completely built out, and all they have to do is just maintain and, tweak a little bit, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and also they've added the pipe drive. Is that what they're calling? I mean, the CRM, that's a huge component they weren't talking about until maybe a month ago or something. So, I mean, this is, it's being built out like crazy. So I'm super excited about it.
So Mike, on Wednesdays, what kind of questions are you getting? I mean, are you getting anything? Totally lost my train of thought because I started reading on this side. I had a message pop up.
Started reading a novel I was meaning to finish earlier.
Okay, so on Wednesday, have you noticed a residual question that keeps getting popped up for what you're doing?
Oh, so as far as live, I've not actually been getting a ton of questions live over the last couple of weeks, but like outside of the lives,
right?
I'm getting sort of suggestions like, hey, up to whenever I launch this with my daughter, this new series or whatever that I'm going to follow through with. It's been sort of like business ideas, like, hey, what about this niche? How about this niche? I think a lot of people are just kind of stuck, like really feeling stuck in that phase of, I don't know where to begin. I don't know which business to choose. And I mean, I think that's the thing that comes up the most really for me. I'm sure for Rob, it's sort of like it's a tech question, almost always. But for me in the Wednesday segment, it's just sort of like, where do I start with this niche? Or do you think this niche would work with these products?
Right.
And of course it's like, yes, just pick one and move forward. I mean, I think is the answer. It's like, just try it. And like, if you get 6 steps down the road and it's no good, just take a couple steps backwards. But just start out, just blank piece of paper, and or on your computer or whatever, and notepad or something, and just start sketching it out. Just get your feet wet with it. You'll gain excitement. And then one of the things I'm really trying to do, and the reason I've got my daughter Alani, the reason I've got her on with us on Wednesdays is to show like anybody can do this. Like anybody can do this. It doesn't matter if you're young or old or whatever. And but one of the things I'm trying to do is show the points where people get stuck. And so this last Wednesday, for anybody who didn't watch, this last Wednesday, or a couple of days ago, what we talked about was imposter syndrome. That's sort of the first place you get stuck, because you're like, what business should I do? And so for Alani, she's been she's 14 years old, but she's been teaching knitting for a while in person until COVID. And then she actually has done some projects helping people who are coming out of drug abuse in centers. She's actually helped teach people like that who are coming out of that sort of thing, knitting. And so she's had all this experience. So when we decided what business to do, she was like, I was like, well, what about knitting? And she's like, I don't know if I'm good enough for that. You're already teaching it.
Right.
But it makes sense. She's not crazy. That's what we all think. And so for anybody that's watching, it's like, there's something that you do that you don't think you're good enough at, but you are good enough at for a certain level, at least. And so my daughter, who's 14, shouldn't be teaching, an 80-year-old man or woman who's been knitting for 50, 60 years, but she should teach other teenagers who have never done it but are interested. And so that's her niche.
Or people like me that's never done it.
How old's your daughter?
She's 14.
So my oldest is 20, my middle one is 18, and they both knit. Like my oldest one, she knitted this giant blanket. My other one just did this huge blanket. But it's just interesting because for the age that they're teenagers for the most part, and they're knitting. I'm like, what are you, 110? I mean, it's just,
I tell you, it's something, this is an episode about knitting, but I'm going to tell you, it's when you think about sort of like counseling or mindset or any of that stuff, you don't think of knitting, but anything like that, where it's a repetitive motion and it's almost kind of a meditation. And then at the end, you actually have a product, you actually have something to wear. I'm not wearing, this is something else, but I'll wear one she knitted next week, but anyway, so that's kind of what she chose. But the bottom line, and again, what we're trying to do as we go through on Wednesdays isn't just highlight my daughter's new business or whatever. That's absolutely not the point of it, but it's just to show anybody can do this, and there are going to be obstacles that stand in your way. And so like when you it's hard to decide on the business because of imposter syndrome. Right. Once you decide, then you take a step back because you're like, wait, I can't teach everybody in the world this thing, or I can't sell this thing. So just decide. That should help you figure out. And of course, Kathy talks about this a lot, but that should help you hone in who your who is, right? I mean, that it's a benefit to you to feel that, because then you figure out who you actually want to market to. So that's the first obstacle.
What I love about the whole thing is something is her passion, which is knitting, and we keep talking about passion, doing your whatever, and it could be something as simple as knitting, something that she likes to do, just sitting on the couch watching TV. She loves to do it, whatever. And you're making a business out of the passion in which she has. To me, that's what we, as adults, we overcomplicate things and we forget what our passions are. We even think reading can be a passion, right? So you could do something with reading. It could be anything. And that's what I love about not only the fact that she's 14 and you're doing this, but that it's something she's passionate about, and you're showing people this. So Wednesdays are a must. You all need to watch on Wednesdays when Mike does his thing here.
Yeah, and we really are. We're going to try to take this just all the way to being an actual running business. And so we're going to use Groove every step of the way. And where I'm not going to be what Rob's doing, where he kind of shows you building it out step by step, or that would be hours and hours of content. But we're going to show you what we did each week and kind of answer questions and coach you on that whole process as we go through. So yeah, hoping a lot of people watch. Yeah, looks like we have a.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's an awesome segment, and I mean, just the fact that she's doing with you is cool as hell. I think it's awesome.
It was like the best idea ever, and I'm totally down. I was watching it Wednesday. I watched the entire thing as well, or almost the entire thing. Then I had a visitor, but yeah, to me, I just love watching the interaction between you two and her think about the stuff that you. The questions you ask her and her processing it, and you're allowing her to come up with the answers because it is her business.
Yeah, it's her business. Exactly. Yeah, it fully will be as well. Let me say one more thing here about that. We can move on from it. But I said at the end of the live on Wednesday, I should start saying this at the beginning, but I'm thinking about, now the three of us talked about doing this, but I'm thinking about basically using Alani here as the first run through this and see if people enjoy it, see if they get a lot out of it, seeing it something from start to finish. And if that goes well and people gain from it, then I'm thinking about taking a volunteer from the audience, taking someone from this group and doing basically the same thing that I'm doing with Alani right now, just kind of taking somebody from this group and going through from beginning to end. And you guys could always jump in and help with your specialties or whatever if you wanted in a situation like that or not. But
yeah, I think that's a great idea.
That's an awesome idea.
But I want to get a lot. I mean, I'd want the group to be pretty excited about it, to do it.
Yeah. Exactly, because it's a lot of time.
Yeah. So anybody that's watching this, is like, if that sounds awesome, if you think like you'd like us or me or whatever to take you through a business from beginning to end and get you running, that sounds awesome. Make sure the group gets excited about it. Make sure you're a part of getting this group excited about that concept.
I think it's actually I think it's something we actually do in almost like a 2-week thing, right? So like the first, figure out whatever on that Tuesday, work with Kathy, figure out what it is they want to do and do the research part there. Yeah. Then Wednesday with you start building the value ladder, and then Thursday we can actually start making the actual funnel.
Yeah.
That actually be kind of
cool. It would go a lot faster. It's going to take me a lot longer with Alani.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
But it's definitely, I can see that being a type of segment thing, because that's a lot of people don't understand from the, like, where to actually start. Okay, so I picked this thing. What the hell do I have to do now? Right? You actually have to do work and do research, figure out what it is, where things live, and who your avatar is, and where they're actually hanging out. I mean, there's work that goes into that, and a lot of people just never see that.
But I do think, people just need to see how that process runs so they can follow that model. But anyway.
Yep.
All right. So Trevor's question.
Cool. So is there an issue with Groove Mail where senders are not verifying? I've tried several times, left it for a few days, and still nothing back. I'm assuming you're talking about the actual verified, like the senders within Groove Mail. Kath, can you push my my screen to the? There you go. All right. So within Groove Mail here, so I'll go through this real quick. If you come into Groove Mail and then go to settings, you're going to see your senders. Chances are, if you just did this, sometimes it doesn't go. Like I had to redo this one about 3 or 4 times. And all I've done is I've come in here, go to actions, delete, and then add a new sender and do it again. You'll eventually get an email that you'll have to verify. It'll end up, check your spam, check everywhere, wherever that's going. Just verify it, and then you should be good to go. For me, though, it probably took 3 or 4 times to actually do this to get it to go. I don't know why. But I've had other people the exact same thing. We just removed it and got it back, and then it went. So that's probably the easiest way to fix that one. I think that's what your question is.
I think that was it. He said yes.
Okay, cool. Good. Good. Yep. So
I'm so glad I didn't have to answer that. He said tried 7 or 8 times.
7 or 8 times. Dang. Are you not getting the email? Are you just not getting the email, or is it just not verifying? So, I don't know. Trevor, reach out to me directly, and we'll see what we can do to figure it out.
Okay.
But keep trying. So that's the only thing. The only thing, if that's not working, is reach out to support. and that's like the crappy answer to that question, but I mean, but that's, like I said, I've had that issue happen. It's just not try, if you're not getting an email, try a different email, try a different Gmail, like try a couple different ones and see what happens. Yeah. But you're not the only one having the issue. I can tell you that. But that's been the way that we've been able to get around it.
Nice.
So, yeah. Yep.
Well, thankfully support's not a horrible option with Groove. It's a pretty good option. Yeah,
it's not too bad. It's funny. It's like, sometimes they have their crap down, and then other times it's like, it's it's going to be what it is. I'm really hoping that it's something that they address. So don't go the way
they weren't expecting to grow as fast as they did. Yeah. So I think they're having growing pains on the inside, and then trying to keep up with the infographic, and their timelines that they're wanting to do. So they're expanding faster than any company I've ever seen. So
yeah, I can tell you one of the issues is that you have a bunch of guys that have always. I don't know if they were ready. Obviously, they weren't ready for the growth that they got. But what ends up happening is that you have your little system that's in place when it's small and it works, and all of a sudden it's like this, and that little system is just completely overwhelmed and slammed, and it just doesn't work anymore. But people keep trying to build on that same little system. So it's like they need to get somebody in there that knows how to do support stuff the right way and get it nailed down, because it doesn't even seem like they have a ticketing type system or anything like that. So they can be doing a lot different things for sure.
Right. I'm sure
they've been pretty upfront about the growth and not necessarily expecting that kind of growth. I mean, if you hear them tell their story about where they were last year exactly at this time to where they are now. It's a very interesting story. It's a pretty exciting, inspirational story for all of us. For me, for sure, but it's also a good learning lesson, just to say, like, as you go, make sure your systems and stuff are keeping up with your growth, which is hard. It's hard to do everything,
Oh, it is.
I think every business feels that. Whenever we had our first business in our 20s, and it was a brick and mortar, and we had a franchise, so we had, some systems in place because, you had to work off of the way they did things, but you still have to have your internal systems going. And we grew so fast that our kids were spinning, and we were like, what are we doing? I mean, we just gave good customer service, which came back and, just steamrolled us into, $1 million sales in no time. So yeah, that growth, I mean, so I resonate with them. I feel them, because here we are trying to figure out everything and get everything going. And we just went to 1 million. Yeah. I mean, they've already passed that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. When my old company, this was before the internet was still a baby, but we noticed that a lot of our competition started getting 800 numbers. So we're like, well, shit, we need an 800 number. So we got an 800 number. We published out there, and it was so funny because we were getting it to take orders. Nobody even thought about, what the hell is actually going to happen when the phone call comes in. It was me and my two business partners were there. We're sitting in my office, and we're like, all right, cool. We got the phone number up. We got it. We pushed it out there, and I sure as shit, the phone rings, and all of us look at each other like, what do we do now? It was the funniest thing, because it's like, it was like, by the time we decided and by the time we had it done, it was like 2 days, right? So it was like, get everything done, get it out there. Okay, what do we do now? It was like, we were always in this thing where it was the cart before the horse. All right, it was just always build it and then we'll figure it out later. And it's and we realized that is not the right approach to take a lot of times. But it's the whole, like, the launch imperfectly thing, right? Just get it done and then figure it out later. And if you can do that and keep up with it, it's fine. So
I'll be honest.
And Rob, I know you're huge on automation. I mean, I am too, but that has to be part of the reason why. You get your system in place to deal with this. So when you find that success, you're not trying to catch up with it. I mean, what I've seen in business and with real estate, with what we do with real estate, we use all these tools with our, my wife's a high producing agent, all that. But where I've seen it fall down is when our lead intake isn't automated. Anytime you have to go and look up your leads and try to find, it's like somebody slips through the crack, but you don't follow up. So automation's key for all that, but getting that in place, getting it in place first is important.
Yeah.
Like if you don't write your email follow-ups before you launch, you will not write your email.
You're writing your email follow-ups the day you send.
Yeah, you won't do it. I mean, that's my experience is you won't do it. And that means you're leaving like 80% of your return, 80% of your profit's gone if you don't do the follow-up, right? So
email is not dead.
No, even like abandoned cart sequences too. It's like, it's so funny because as I'm building a funnel now, as soon as I get to that part, I'm like, oh crap, now I have to do that. And if you don't do it, you're 100% right. If it's not done, it just, it's like, I'll do it later. And it's leaving money on the table and there's no need to do that.
Yeah. And you're going to be busy fulfilling on that end. So something, unless you hire it out, which some people are brave enough to do, is something that's not going to get done. So doing that ahead of time, even if you're launching imperfectly, go ahead and do your follow-up. Go ahead and make it automated because it's going to save you so much time. And, after you launch.
Emails, the writing of the emails.
Yeah.
People don't like doing it because they don't even know what to say. I think it's what it is, right?
Yep. Just do it or model it. I've said this before on one of our lives, find the niche that you're interested in and sign up for somebody's list, and then get their emails and model it. I don't steal it, but like see what they're saying, come up with your own language based off of their language. But if you need to, or buy some, you could do that for email or chat bots, whatever it is, but get that in place first, automate it. You're going to save yourself headache when you're trying to fulfill because you can't do everything at once.
Right.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, even things like, and a lot of them are, for the most part, the same. Like the abandoned cart sequence, for the most part, is the same. I mean, you really just need one, and you could use it for almost everything. So,
absolutely.
Just spend the time, get it done, and then make sure they're in place for sure. So,
thanks for watching, Trevor.
Awesome. Thanks, Trevor. Yeah, appreciate you being here.
Yeah, Trevor's a really good guy. I really enjoyed meeting him.
That's awesome.
Super smart too. Super smart. So, guys, what's on your mind? Anybody have any other questions for us? Yeah, any questions? Drop them. If you're watching us live, #live, if you will. Let us know where you're watching from, because we like to see, and who are we reaching.
Actually, let us know where you're watching us too. If you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Always curious. We've been getting more YouTube viewers too, which is kind of cool.
Right. Absolutely. So what's on the menu for next week? I don't even know what next week's dates are. First of all, I bought 2 Christmas presents, so I'm like rocking and rolling there.
Nice.
So I have to, sketch out some time for that. But what do we have? The 14th through the 18th. So it's the week before Christmas next week. Can you all believe that, first of all?
Yeah.
This is gone by so freaking fast.
So we're doing this is going to be weird. The Christmas present for the kids was we were going to Hawaii, right? So because we're obviously not doing that now. We were going to do presents. We were talking to them yesterday. So what they decided that they don't want presents. They want to do an adopt a family.
Oh, nice.
That's actually really cool. So that's what we're doing we're not doing presents this year for us. We're an adopt a family.
I love it.
That's kind of cool. So yeah. So
we always pull from the trees at like Walmart.
Oh yeah. Yep.
For the kids and stuff.
Very cool. So anyway, all right. So next week. It is almost 2 weeks of Christmas.
So later today, Rob and I will be going live with an announcement that is super cool. We're going to let Mike in on the secret as soon as we're done here and let him get started. And then, but next week we'll still do a Teaching Tuesday. We're going to do it where we're back to the basics. I think this is going to help everybody with either, ending the year off, like getting a head start for the new year, to get your stuff launched. I think it's coming out of the right time. Mike doing his thing for Wednesday, showing you, step by step. And then, we have our talks on Thursday, but we have something really special coming up that we've been working super hard on that we are going to announce later today. Yep. Excuse me. And I know Groove is doing a launch as well. If you are a Groove affiliate, which everybody that has an account is a Groove affiliate. So if you're promoting it or not, they're starting something the 18th through the 31st. As more information comes out, we'll definitely be sure to let you know. But you can go to groovejv.com and you can watch the 3-minute video from Mike, who is on vacation right now. So I'm a little jealous because it's nice and warm there and it's not here.
Not here either.
Yeah. It's so cold. Mike's got his hat on in the house.
Inside.
It's freezing in here. Almost had my coat. I thought I would look ridiculous. So
I think we're gonna have a little summit meeting out here where I live. Get you guys warm.
Yeah, where it's nice and warm, except for today where it's 50 degrees.
Well, it'll warm up. It'll warm up a little bit later.
Our high is not even going to be 50 degrees today. So.
No.
Yeah, so that's just where it's at.
Oh man.
Yeah. So anybody have any other questions? Anything you want to, mention to us, talk to us about, shout it out, let us know. We're always excited whenever we're live. You have all of our brains right here live that you get to ask us any questions. If we have to share a screen, we'll share a screen to help you out, just as Rob did earlier. If you haven't watched any of the Workshop Wednesdays, Mike is going step by step from the beginning on how to build your business out. So this next week we're going to be showing the funnel. So we build out the kind of business plan, the value ladder. We kind of sketched out a funnel, and so we're finishing up that this week. And by Wednesday we'll show out the a funnel that's maybe not 100% finished, but it'll be pretty well ready to go.
Awesome.
Talk to you about the choices that we made, why we made those decisions, and show you kind of how we went through that process. So that's next week, and then we'll move on to the next steps. Every week, the next step. So
very good.
Yeah, super exciting. I absolutely love the Wednesday segments. So and the Thursday, because I learned stuff too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I can do all this stuff, and given enough time, I can figure out all the tech. I'm fairly tech savvy, but going through this, I'm probably gonna be watching Rob's videos. Like, why not, right?
Right.
So, a couple minutes, right? But
yeah, if you need anything specific, let me know. I'm always looking for new stuff to do. I mean, there's only so much stuff we can go through in Groove.
Yeah,
so
I don't think people believe that or something because people are getting stuck all the time with tech stuff, and I'm like, just ask Rob. He'll do a Thursday about it. Why not Rob?
That's how I keep asking people. Like, tell me what you guys are stuck on. Just tell me, and I'll do it. I think what I'm gonna do is go through. I mean, we've done it a bunch of times, but I'll probably just go through the I'll go through the Groove Digital thing again and look for other issues, because it's definitely a lot of the same questions over and over and over again. So
maybe we ought to do a Christmas special next week where all three of us are on, and then maybe do some giveaways, because I have some cool stuff that I picked up in Florida. Maybe a book with Mike Filsame's autograph, and then I have Joe Jablonski's autograph in a book. Maybe we ought to do a Christmas special.
Awesome.
If you guys are up for it.
Yeah.
I'll be festive.
Yeah. I have Christmas sweaters.
I'll put
I've got a Santa hat somewhere.
My beard. Those charm. Those
yes.
some glitter.
The glitter and the icicles in there. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be lots of fun. Maybe we'll play a game and bring some people on. Maybe we'll hit it where it's in the evening so more people can join. We'll talk about it, guys, whenever we're done. And we'll drop a thing in the group. So
cool.
We can do a little. We can definitely do like a little trivia thing or something. I think that would be good. Yep.
That'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Yep. We could definitely do that for
you
sure.
Kind of lighten it up and get people, excited for what's yet to come with Groove in the new year. Because now's the time. Now, I mean, you are not behind at all. So if you're just joining Groove right now, you're not behind. If you're just going online, you're not behind, because now's the time. Everything is lining up. Scott and I had this conversation, and we were talking to Rob as well. 10 years ago, internet speeds weren't what they were. You didn't have the ability to watch the videos online like you could and upload them and do all this stuff that we're doing now. So everything's there. If not, people weren't even liking to put their credit card information online. You remember that?
Oh,
so I mean, so much has changed in the past decade to make it to where now's the time. And you're already home because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and all the tools are right there in front of you now. I mean, and that's really the great thing. I will say having everything right there it's nice. I mean, absolutely. It is nice just having one dashboard, having everything right there. So, for sure. Yeah.
This is the sweet spot with Groove. I mean, I think this time next year, we'll be looking back at this time as people will be looking back at this time, wishing they were right now, because sure, everything's not fully out of beta yet, but everything's pretty much usable. I mean, like you can actually use this stuff now. You might need some workarounds, but you can still buy it. You can still upgrade for the one-time price. I mean, now is the time, because that's not going to be available like way before this time next year. That's going to be on. People are going to be so envious. So it's not too late. Like now's the time for that.
Yeah. I totally, if you all ever have any questions on should I upgrade it, should I not, message one of us, ask us, we'll talk to you. We jump on a Zoom call and then you can figure out if this is what you need to do or not need to do. If you feel like you cannot afford to do it right now, at least be on that free package. And then we can help you work towards launching something or come up with a way to make it to where you can, affiliate sales to help pay for it. Right.
Yep.
There's so many ways to make it happen. I'd hate to see people miss out on that one time.
Yeah. I mean, grab the account. I mean, if it has to be a free account, of course, if you're in the group, you're supposed to have the free account already. So hopefully you've got that. But upgrade if you can at all, go on the 12-month plan, whatever you need to do. And then just stick with the group and actually watch the videos, go through the tutorials, the unit section in the group. Like we're literally doing everything I think we know how to do to make sure you know how to start your business and go step by step through launching. Like that's exactly what we're doing in our weekly launch. Right. We're actually saying like, if you get stuck, tell us and we'll address that specifically on our show. I don't know what other group you can go to and get that kind of help. I mean, so I hope upgrade, get the products is the main thing, and then go through the videos, tutorials, ask us for help, and get your business launched in 2021.
Yeah. I'm absolutely stoked for all of this. And you're right. There's no other group you can get this one-on-one. I mean, we're basically going step by step, and it's stuff we do. It's not like stuff we hear about. It's stuff we actually do.
And I want somebody to come forward and be like, okay, I have no idea what to do. Like, just somebody say, I have no idea at all what to do, and let us work with you. Because that's, I mean, everything that you've been doing on the Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's how to start from, I don't know what to do. I don't have a product. I don't know what product to do. We can walk you through exactly that. So.
Right. And I'm putting posts in there for you all to use that I write, with videos, and you can use them for whatever, emails, for social media posts, ads, if you want, anything you want to do for that Groove affiliate. I have posts in there, and some of the posts that I've used and made money on.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I mean, let me just tell you, so my business partner, Alan Taylor, who's in this group with us, he grabbed your, one of your free posts and he's like, Mike, I'm not doing anything else. I'm just gonna throw that on my timeline. And I think he got like 3 to 5, something like that, affiliates off of that one post.
Nice.
So again, it's not like a, super challenging concept. Like we're giving you Kathy's giving you the actual post to post. I mean, we're giving you the business structure. You've got the tools, even if it's the free product. You got to start making action. You said something the other day. You posted something, Rob, that I liked. I can't remember what it said, but it was about that. It was just like, if you're not doing anything, don't expect results, right? You got to take some.
Don't be disappointed at the results that you don't get from the work you didn't do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh right, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Somebody, I was having a conversation with somebody about it the other day, and they're like, don't be upset on the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. I mean, it's just it's like, you can't be pissed on why am I not here? Did you do the work to get there? Well, no. Okay, that's why you're not there. I mean, it's that whole thing. It's a great saying. It's absolutely awesome, and it makes me think a lot, because it's like, why am I not here? Well, there's certain things that I definitely should have done in certain points, and they don't happen. So that's why I'm not at. That's why this didn't get done. So I mean,
right.
And I would also
for sure.
Maybe even take it a step further and just say, if you're not making offers, you're not making money either. I mean,
right. That's something Scott loves to say. He goes, well, how many offers do you have out there?
Yeah.
Bite me, Scott. No.
100%. Did you get the sale? Did you ask for the sale? I mean, it was so funny. Like that question, have you asked for the sale? Like Trish and I were having a conversation last year or something. I don't remember when it was, but it was something around there. And we were just like, man, we have not gotten any sales. And then it was like, literally, have we asked for a sale? Like, have we actually asked for the sale? And it's like, no. So it's like, as soon as you get past that it was an interesting, like, aha moment type thing.
Yeah, it is. Every time I hear it, I'm like reminded each time. I'm so forgetful or something. I've talked to Kathy about this before. With me, I'm coming from a ministry background, and so I don't naturally ask for things. I don't like to ask for things. I don't, I'll be sitting there for an hour with someone on the phone. Like, seriously, if somebody asks me from this group, will you help me with something? I'll get on a call for an hour. I'm really bad about asking. So I'm talking to myself more than anybody, but like, you've got to, if you're not making offers, you're not making money. You've got to make an offer. You've got to ask to be paid.
Yep.
Right. We have, Scott's business is a high ticket business. His stuff is $5,000-$10,000 each sale that he does. And he knows high ticket offers. He knows what it takes to close a sale. And at first he was uncomfortable with it. Asking for money is hard, but it really is hard at no matter what point you are in your business, at the beginning, in the middle. If you're launching a new product that's a $10,000 product and you never launched that before, you still go through those pains and those afraid. What if somebody says no? I think that's what it is. It's the fear of the no, right?
Yep.
And then sometimes you're like, crap, it went so fast and so easy. I should have charged more, right? Because then you start debt. But that's the thing. You have to ask for the sale, no matter the amount. If it's $7, if it's $5,000, or whatever it is. If you're not asking for it, people aren't going to automatically do it. So that call to action, that ask for the sale, is something a lot of people miss out on.
And if you're not sure if it's worth it, spend the time to make sure that it's worth it. And that's what we're talking about. Again, you go back to all the courses, all the things that we're teaching each week, is making your plan to make sure it's worth it. If it's a $7 course, make sure it's worth $20. If it's a $100 course, make sure it's worth $200. You don't want to rip people off because you want to build, a customer fan base, basically. Make sure you're delivering, but that doesn't mean everything has to be free, and that doesn't mean you can't make offers, because you need free.
Right. And
you need to believe in the product as well, because it's so interesting. Is like, once you have a product that you believe in, it's so much easier to. And at that point, it's not selling, right? It really, at that point, it's telling. Because
you're selling, not selling.
Exactly. And it's such a big difference, because at that point, the price that you sell it at doesn't matter. Like, $5,000 is a lot, but when you're providing more than enough value of the $5,000, asking somebody for $5,000 is a no-brainer. Like, I've always had an issue with asking people for money, and I think it's always been, there's a lot of things that if you're trying to sell, if you're just not 100% with it, right, it's hard to get there.
Right.
Some of the stuff that we do now, it's like I'm pissed that we're not selling it for more. Right? I mean,
right.
But it's one of those things. Like, I'm very comfortable. I have no problem at all asking somebody for $500 off the stuff that we sell, because I know that the value is there without a doubt.
Yeah, because they'll be able to churn and burn and make way more than the $500 that you're charging for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's 100% true. And I think this part goes into imposter syndrome. This part goes into whenever I was started telling people about Groove, that's all I did was tell. I didn't sell it. I told them about because I was all behind it, because I knew it's a big deal. It was worth more than the $1,400 we're spending, right? So all those sales came to me because I was telling.
Yep.
But in return, I had that call to action, which is asking for the sale, right? Call me, let me know you have any questions. I'll jump on a Zoom, I'll answer questions. And, that communication, that line of communication has to be there. But yeah, asking for the sale. So many people miss out on that.
Yeah, I was reading through a comment like stream on the Groove Digital page today, and somebody was complaining that they weren't giving away some, I don't know, chat templates. I can't remember what it was. Some kind of template that they weren't giving away for free. Something from the marketplace they weren't giving away for free, and they were complaining. They were saying it was like Groove was unethical because they were charging for this, and which they don't understand what ethics means. But I think, it was blowing my mind because it's sort of like when I think about what Groove is giving away for free, I'm just like, it's too much, Groove. You're giving away for free. Yeah. That's how I feel. It's like you're giving so much away for free. I love it as a affiliate. I love it, but it's like it's so much for free. It's an easy sell, but then the problem is then you get other people you get people in there at free that think everything should be free. Because you created this sort of environment where everything's free, and so at some point. Not everything can be free. So don't be afraid to put a price tag on something.
Exactly. I think a lot of people get into that mindset too whenever they do groups, sort of like what we've done with Groove Nation, right? We're offering so much of this value for free, and then are afraid to ask their people, okay, well, I created this, and they're afraid to ask for money in exchange because they've given away so much already. I've had many conversations with group owners that have this issue, and to me, I don't have this issue because I know that my value is still going to go and my people can still make it with the free content. But at some point, you have to charge for some content that you're doing, right? Because that's how the systems flow. So I'm not afraid to ask. I used to be. I used to be afraid to ask. But now I'm just like, you know what? I know what I give you all for free. So think about that. If you're getting tons of information from Groove for free, and then they have something that they're going to charge for, think about that. If it's that good free, what's it going to be if they're charging for it? It's going to be excellent. Same with us. If what you get from us three free, what if we start asking for something that we've created, what do you think that's going to be? It's going to be 10 times what you're getting with the free, right? Yeah. So
and that's the challenge of that. A lot of people don't think like that.
They don't.
They need to. I mean, that's definitely that's a big obstacle sometimes to try to overcome because people get in that free mindset, and that's like, oh, now you're going to charge me for this? Like,
are you not trying to also do a business where you?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's just it's interesting.
But it's that's our job as the group owners of Groove Nation to let them know this and understand this, and then because I see it in the digital world. Well, it's on the digital world, so why do I need to pay for it? Well, you want whatever's inside of whatever Groove's going to charge for, or whatever we're going to charge for, or whoever you. Yeah. It's our job as group owners to say, keep in mind, you're getting all this for free, yet what do you think is going to come inside this paid? And Groove will probably do the same, right? And ClickFunnels does the same, and other groups do the same. And that's just how it is. So if you have a group and you're building it up and you're afraid that you're giving everything out for free, then it's your job as the group leader to say, hey, I give all this for free. Could you imagine what's going to be inside this awesome product?
Yep. Exactly.
Sure.
All right, guys. We can over for about an hour.
Man, we've been on for an hour.
It's so easy to do, right?
Just chatting. It's awesome.
I love FreeStyle Fridays because there's nothing really on the agenda except for just a recap of the week and then whatever questions you all come up with. Rob's dog sounded.
There's a package coming up. I apologize. I don't know how to mic. I don't know how to mute.
There he goes. So this gives us rights to talk about Rob.
Yeah, so let's talk about Rob for a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? I can hear you. I just you can't hear me. That's awesome. All right, guys.
Yeah.
It has been a fantastic Friday. Hey, if you guys stick around, make sure you guys keep an eye out a little bit later. Kathy and I will be on live with a really awesome announcement. So make sure you guys stay tuned a little bit later. Keep an eye out, and we will talk to you guys on Tuesday. Teaching Tuesday. All right, everybody.
That was good.
Take care.
See you, everybody.
Bye for now.